If you ask me, Christmas is incomplete without making something boozy. So let's tick that off our Christmas list by making rum balls, which are super quick, very simple, and will come together in no time. Let's get started. So the first thing that we need to make rum balls is some leftover cake. I had this chocolate cake in my fridge that I'm using today. But if you want, you could just get a dry cake from your grocery store like Britannia, which is very easily available. I'm going to crumble this and add this into a bowl. So into 3 cups of our chocolate cake crumbs, I'm going to add in 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. I'm also going to add in some dry fruits. I'm using 1 cup of pecan nuts and 1/4 cup of pistachios. I'll roughly chop them and add them into the mix. Now feel free to use the dry fruits that you have at hand or the ones that you like. For example, instead of pecan nuts, you could also use walnuts. Now let's give this a quick mix using a spoon until everything's nicely combined. Let's move on to adding our wet ingredients now. I'm adding honey here, which helps me bind the rum balls together, and a splash of vanilla extract for that flavor. And now into this, 1/4 cups of our star ingredient, which is rum. Alright, and now into this, I'm adding 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, and we'll mix everything together. Alright, so the rum ball mixture is ready, and now I'm going to start shaping them with my team. Alright, so the rum balls are ready and they look super pretty. Now before I can serve them, I need to put them in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. Honestly, it doesn't get more festive than this. So if you're looking for a last minute, quick, no-bake dessert, these rum balls would make for the perfect Christmas treat. I look forward for you guys to trying it and sharing pictures on Instagram by tagging me at Shivesh70. I know a lot of us skip out on making gingerbread cookies for Christmas because it's so difficult to get hands on ingredients that traditional recipes call for. So today I'm making a slightly different version with ingredients which are easily and commonly available. Let's get started. The first thing that we need to make the dough is 1/2 cup of softened butter. I'm using regular salted butter here, and into this I'll be adding both dark brown sugar and jaggery powder. I believe using a combination of both takes me closest to the traditional flavor and texture of a gingerbread cookie. So I've creamed the butter with both the sugars, and now into this I'll add a splash of vanilla extract and some fresh orange zest for that extra flavor and kick. Now let's start adding the dry ingredients. I'm using a combination of maida and atta. You also need both baking powder and baking soda, and along with this some spices. I'm using a combination of ginger powder, cinnamon powder and ground cloves. Now let's give this a good mix, and by the end of this what you will get is something that would look super sandy and coarse. And to bring everything together, I'm going to add in 3.5 tablespoons of warm milk. Now you could adjust the quantity of milk according to what your dough is looking like, and then all that is left to do is to give everything a good mix until the dough comes together. So the gingerbread cookie dough is ready. Now this needs to go in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes so that I can easily roll it out later. So my dough has chilled properly and now I can start rolling it. I am rolling out the dough between 2 sheets of parchment paper so that it doesn't stick. And now I'm going to cut out the cookies using some of my favorite Christmas cookie cutters. And now these go into the preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. My cookies have cooled completely and I'll be decorating them with royal icing, which I made very simply by combining 1 egg white with 1.5 cups of icing sugar. If you're looking for a vegetarian alternative, you could also use melted white chocolate. In case you're not feeling festive enough this year, I promise you, make a batch of these gingerbread cookies and they'll instantly make you happy. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You know, carrot cake is one of my most favorite cakes to make and eat throughout the year, but it just tastes extra special during the winter season. I'm making an eggless version today and dressing it up in a way that would instantly take us to winter wonderland. That I really like right now, so let's get started. So I'm going to start with half a cup of salted softened butter. Just make sure that the butter you're using is not too cold straight out of the fridge or completely melted. Into this, I'm adding 400 grams of sweetened condensed milk. You could use Milkmaid or Mithai Maid. I'll give both of these ingredients a good mix, and once they're nicely combined, I'll add in half a cup of warm milk. Now let's start sifting in the dry ingredients. I'm using maida, both baking powder and baking soda, and then spices. You can use spices of your own choice. I'm using cinnamon powder and ginger powder. Sifting ingredients is extremely important when you're making an eggless cake like this because it helps you incorporate more air into your batter. Now using my spatula, I'll gently fold the dry ingredients in and mix only until I don't see any large flour pockets in my batter. This helps me ensure I don't knock out any air and I get a light and fluffy cake. At this stage, your batter will be thick and it might look slightly dry, but don't worry. Into this, we'll be adding 3 cups of grated carrots, which you'll need to add as it is without squeezing out extra water, because you need that moisture for your cake to become soft and moist. So as soon as you start mixing in your carrots, you would realize that your batter becomes slightly loose and more wet. Now this looks good. Into this, I'm adding one final ingredient, which is chopped walnuts. You could also use pecan nuts, cranberries or raisins. Alright, so my carrot cake batter is ready. I'll be dividing this between 2 6-inch pans, which I've greased with melted butter and lined with parchment paper. My oven is preheating at 180 degrees Celsius and I'll be baking the cakes for about 20 to 25 minutes or until a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. While the cakes are in the oven, let me also tell you that this is an eggless version, but I've also done carrot cake with eggs on my channel. I'll leave the link to that in the description box below and you can check it out. My cakes are out of the oven and I wish you could smell how beautiful my kitchen is smelling right now. I'll wait for my cakes to cool completely before I can start decorating them. This recipe would give you 2 6-inch layers, but I made another layer in advance, so I'll be stacking all the 3 layers together to make a tall cake and I'll decorate it with buttercream frosting. I did an in-depth video on how to make buttercream frosting at home. I'll leave the link to that in the description box below and you can check that out as well. I am giving my cake a semi-naked look and also adding some shredded coconut on top because it basically looks like snow, and also because carrot and coconut taste so good together. To take things to the next level, I also decided to decorate the cake with some edible Christmas trees that I'm going to make with ice cream cones, some chocolate buttercream and shredded coconut. I am making this one by sticking some edible silver pearls onto the ice cream cone with some royal icing. And one final touch, a gingerbread cookie house that I made on my channel earlier. I've made this cake for a very special family dinner and I'm sure everybody on the table is going to love it. And I know you would too, so do give it a shot. But before you run off to your kitchen, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next week.